Hello everyone, my name is Prateek and on behalf of Microsoft, Staqu Technologies and Value Prospect, I welcome you all for this exclusive virtual workshop on video analytics exploring new horizons. Thank you very much for sparing your time and joining this workshop. Before we start, a few guidelines I would like to make you aware of. I would request all of you to please be on mute. The webinar is happening on Teams platform, so your names would be visible in the attendee list and the session would be recorded. Hope this is fine with all. We would be taking care of your questions during Q&A session. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can post the same in chat box or you can use the hand raise option. With this, we would like to welcome our keynote speaker for the day, Mr. Neeraj Kumar, Assistant Vice President, Business at Staqu Technologies Private Limited. Today at this webinar, we will learn how video analytics helping business get faster ROI. Over to you, Neeraj.
Yeah, thanks so much, Pratik. Thanks for the valuable opportunity. And thank you so much, everyone. Very good afternoon. Just to give you a quick background, as Pratik mentioned, I take care of the business side at Staqu Technologies. And, today we wanted to share some of the, great insights that how organizations are, leveraging the technology around in terms of making better decisions, uh, taking their organizations, their industries into a new digital transformation journey altogether. And that's where, artificial intelligence specifically is making a greater impact than any time back, right? So we'll be discussing a part of artificial intelligence, a major part of it, I'll say that rather. That's video analytics today. And during the session, I'll try to help all of you understand that how you can actually leverage the existing CCTV infrastructures which are lying there at your facilities, and you can all maximize uh, out of the same infrastructure in fullest way, where you can take the help of cameras and AI altogether to automate your safety processes, your security processes, your operational SOPs, and a lot of different things altogether, right? So be with me for the next 30-35 minutes. I'll try to make it an entertaining session with a lot of information around that how manufacturing, retail, and commercial real estate infrastructural organizations are using this technology to make better decisions, to optimize their top line, bottom line, and to automate various different business functions altogether. So lot of things that we'll be discussing, and during the presentation I'll try to give you a quick background about the organization too. I'll try to shed some light around the real life use cases of video analytics technology that companies are using, and at the same time I'll try to show you some live demonstration that how it's actually functioning across real cameras. So be with me till this point in time, and I'm sure that it will be a really valuable session for all of you, right? So just to check, Pratik, if everyone is ready, shall we start it off, or anything else that you'd like to take care of before it up?
Neeraj, we can start the things.
So just to start off, I'm sharing my screen with everyone. uh, Please confirm once it's visible.
Visible, Neeraj.
Thanks so much. Perfect. So to start off with, JARVIS is one of our proprietary video analytics technology, right? Whenever in the layman terms we say video analytics, it's something like every organization, may it be a manufacturing site, retail stores, commercial real estate buildings, or anything, right? They have some way or the other the CCTV cameras which are already installed at their facilities, right? What we are saying is that companies have already put down a decent capex investment in putting the CCTV infrastructure around, and these are just done for two basic reasons. Number one, they are either installed for a monitoring purpose, or number two, either they are there for the compliance perspective, nothing else, right? And somebody is sitting behind looking into those cameras, trying to introspect and understand, what rocket science is happening across. But in reality, how many incidents have you seen getting resolved in real time? None. Hardly a rare of the rare, right? What we are saying is, what if you can automatically convert your dumb CCTV devices into an intelligent device altogether? You got it right. We are making your CCTV cameras smarter just by using a software AI layer on top of it. So if I have to summarize it, JARVIS is an AI technology which actually converts your dumb CCTV devices into an intelligent device using a software layer without any heavy investments onto the hardware side altogether. Well, I'll shed some more light as we proceed further. But before that, I'll also try to give you that what make me or the company say all those things to you. What are the credibilities behind, right? And who we are actually. So I'll just take a moment to give you a company background as well. So Zarvis is a brainchild of Staqu Technologies, right? And Staqu is basically an AI research firm. Like we are an AI research firm, primarily working into this particular domain for the last 6.5 years altogether. When I'm saying we are a research oriented firm, we are very proud to say that we invest heavily onto the innovation side of it. So just to show you some data points, we have our own in-house research and development team which keeps on optimizing new artificial intelligence models for different problems altogether and keeps on optimizing the current ongoing situations altogether. We have more than 4 patents and more than 25 plus research papers which have been published into national and international organizations, right? And that's where you can say that we are proud to say again, we are a make in India firm. It's not like some US, Japan, or some other countries are making it. It's our own homegrown brand, which is creating an impact across different organizations altogether. I'll just quickly show you another slide that will help you understand what kind of customer base we are catering to, because any organization whatsoever I claim, it's not valid until and unless it's proven by the customers who use it, right? And that's where I'm glad to say that we are working with a lot of public sector companies, a lot of private sector companies, and we do have some global level partners altogether, and we are blessed to have Microsoft as one of them, right? Just to share some insights from the private side, we are working with a lot of manufacturing companies like Marico, Piramal Glass, JK Super Cement, Adani Power, Borosil Renewables, Shyam Steels, and so on and so forth, right? But when I'm talking about retail, it's not like companies like Starbucks, companies like you can say Crocs India, Metro Brands, Raymond's, right? All these organizations are also leveraging the same technology for the customer experience, getting better decision makings on top of it, the data that is coming out, and a lot of different things that they are doing. From the commercial real estate, when I talk about biggest player like Embassy Group, right? They're using the same technology for the facility management automations, for operational SOPs, security enhancement, and so many different things. Well, you might be saying that, what are the logos which are lying there on the left hand side? Well, just to clarify, currently we are working with 9 of the Indian state police forces, right? That's not a small task. If I'm saying 9 of the Indian state police forces, I'm just sharing some data points here, right? Using the same technology, these people have been able to burst 8 of the terrorist modules in the last few years, and they have been able to catch more than 8,500 criminals at ground zero using the same Zarvis kind of a technology. You might have heard a lot of smart city, safe city projects which are happening, and where companies and government invest crores and crores of rupees. But how many real incidents, are these AI-based technologies and so-called fancy cameras are capturing. These are the things that we are doing on existing cameras without any, sci-fi devices altogether, right? So we are proud to say that. From the partners standpoint, we are globally expanding in that direction, and we are having some partners like Microsoft, Intel, AWS, AGC Network, startup projects, and a lot many other organizations as well, who are helping us reach out to the global space altogether. Quickly moving forward, as of now, we are processing more than 20,000 cameras on a monthly basis. That means the kind of scale that we are handling, right? This is superbly amazing in that side. We are trusted by real heroes of India, which is Indian Army, right? Who's actually utilizing the same technology for the national security purposes. And on an average, if I have to say that we are processing more than 2 million real-time alerts on a monthly basis altogether. So by the time we are discussing, we can imagine that some incident we have tagged something and we have already taken a response on top of it. So that's how things are moving as we proceed further. Well, now coming back to the basics, right? I'm sure that you might have seen this kind of a video wall, command center, or fancy camera screen somewhere inside your facility, right? And the sad reality is you have different type of like camera make and models. So suppose a manufacturing company is having 10 different manufacturing sites, a retail company is having 100 different retail stores, and every single location they have an isolated camera system which is lying there. So none of them is deeply integrated into one single panel, because somewhere it's CP Plus, somewhere it's Hikvision, somewhere it's Dahua, somewhere it's Bosch, and so on and so forth. So the technology people face really a big difficulty in aggregating all the CCTV cameras into one single place. Suppose tomorrow the CIO, the CTO, or the chairman wants to look into all the different camera feeds coming in from different locations, how you will be able to do that? Well, certainly it's a big challenge, because imagine an incident happened, you go back to try to look into the camera footage and you understand that either the camera was not working, or the recording was not there, or some other technical glitch was there, because of which you are not able to take real-time actions. On top of it, manually monitoring these hundreds and thousands of camera feeds in real time is really, really difficult. So imagine I'm looking into a camera stream of hundreds and thousands of feeds. I cannot concentrate for more than 15-20 minutes altogether. And that's where AI is needed and the technology comes as a savior to us. A few more added points on top of it. You understood that this is a complete manually intensive task. You are putting security guards, people, you're paying them handsome amount of money, and still you are still passive in nature. Nothing is in happening in real time, nothing you are protecting in real time. And that's where we say that what if you can, AI can tell you what is happening in front of any camera at any given point on time, and you can take real time incident reporting and solve those cases on a proactive basis altogether, rather than waiting, identifying, and then doing something. Overall, the best part is, one thing is monitoring. Now we are helping you aggregate the cameras into one point. Now second, you have a pile of gold mine of data which is sitting in front of you, right? How you can use that video data to make better decisions, and that's where video analytics comes into picture. So second phase is, whenever anything happens, you get some real-time insights from any of the device which is happening, already installed. And number three, once you have monitored, seeing the real-time insight, how you can take an action and resolve it. So that's where JARVIS is also having a ticket management solution to help you in that direction. I'll show you all those incidents one by one. So overall, JARVIS is a plug and play technology which helps you, integrate your camera feeds, run the analytics, and you can access the feeds at your fingertips within 72 hours. We only need two things. One, internet connectivity, and second, the cameras, obviously, which are already deployed at your site. Right? Nothing else is required. Not only that, JARVIS is a suite of technology. So if I have to say that, you can pick up from 85 plus AI use cases from the JARVIS system itself, which is bifurcated into multiple modules. So some are in safety modules, some are in security modules, some are in vehicle analytics module, retail analytics module, forensics module, and so on and so forth. So you have a la carte in front of you. You can pick and choose whatever you wish to, and boom, your camera will start off as you proceed to do. Sorry. Quickly moving forward, I have a very small demo video of 2 minutes, which will actually clear the air for you, and it will help you understand what are the different things that you can achieve from the same set of CCTV cameras and how different manufacturing sites are using the same thing. Please have a look. Well, I hope now you might have got a fair bit of understanding that how different organizations are using the same technology for various different business purposes, right? Not only that, stay with me. I'll show you some of the very, very interesting things, right? Few of the things that we covered is safety and security module. So if I have to summarize it, you can, suppose you are a manufacturer, you're holding a manufacturing unit, right? You can use it for PPE compliances check, like safety jacket, safety helmet, safety gloves, safety apron, all those things you can track from the real-time camera. And you can also track month on month, whether it's an increase in non-compliances or a decrease in non-compliances, how your productivity is there for the safety and security people. At the same time, say for an example, periphery security. It's where one of the very critical incident for any organization, right? What happens is how many security guards a manufacturing company will put across their boundary walls, right? It's a kilometers and acres of land. You cannot put a security guard every 200 meter, 300 meter. And that's where AI becomes very, very, very handy. Like anything, any suspicious movement happening at the periphery, you can track it. Number three, say for an example, fire incident. Though the cameras which are there are not made primarily to detect fire flames and safeguard from you in that direction. But we have optimized those camera models, software layers to identify the fire flames as well. So imagine open areas where you don't have sensors installed, right? So camera can be a really handy device to detect you in that sense. Imagine those areas where the sensors are not working and you are not aware of. Because whenever a fire incident happens, the smoke goes first the fire flame come first, then the smoke goes up. So it's a delay in triggering of those sensors, right? So that's where these technology becomes very, very helpful. Also, in parallel, you can understand overcrowding incidents. A lot of time, unions comes in, a lot of incidents happen that might lead to a violence case. So system can help you identify and track all those incidents in real time. Then blacklisted person detection. So suppose you have a server room, you have a very, very critical area where, only the authorized people are allowed to go. So on the basis of their facial data points and recognition technologies, you can prevent those access control mechanisms. Intrusion detection, one of the very interesting case, if I have to say in a plant or any sensitive area, if there is a human movement that is happening after 12 a.m. in the midnight till 4 a.m. in the night, right? You will be getting a real-time notifications for it. You can trigger an alarm, buzzer, anything on top of it to take immediate actions. Vehicle access control. This is one of the super amazing thing that organizations are using. So say for an example, you have a site where hundreds of trucks are coming in and going out, or if not trucks, hundreds of cars are coming in and going out. Now, how many times your security guard is coming, writing down on pen and paper and then passing you on? So that's a tedious process. You can actually automate that as well, but not only entry and exit, but a lot more happen beyond that. So say for example, we are working with one of the cement manufacturing industries, one of the leading companies in that direction. They are using the same technology to track how many trucks are getting entered from the main entry gate at what time, what are the different areas they reached at a certain stage, how much time it is taking for a vehicle to get the items loaded into it, and by what time the vehicle is moving out of the facility. So very interestingly, they get to understand the turnaround time of a vehicle. If a vehicle is moving in a wrong direction, they can track it. If a material carrying a object inside it and he is just exiting like that, which is not allowed, you can also track that. So over and on, a lot of different things you can do from that angle as well. So if you're an organization into food space, right? So you can also use it for hairnet detections, apparent detection. If a person is present at his manufacturing site or not, right? You can also track it on the production lines and so using the facial recognition techniques or the person detection techniques altogether. Well, not only that, COVID is here, and still we need to ensure that people around us or their staff members are really safe in this crisis times, right? So you can use the same technology to detect whether people are wearing the face mask or not, they are maintaining the social distancing or not, hygiene is made, maintained or not, like cleaning and mopping are happening on a timely basis or not, and a lot of different things can be achieved. So all the audits related to hygiene, you can actually automate that as well. Not only that, coming to retail, I'm just trying to give you a flavor in that direction because I was talking about manufacturing a lot in a back time, but understand this technology's capability is immense, right? So today, if you are starting off with a standard use cases, you never know, once you are 1 year through, you might be ending up with 10 different thought processes that you can achieve from the cameras itself. There in retail, I'm just sharing some of the you can say hot selling use cases which customers demand a lot, like footfall analysis. So imagine a company spending lakhs of rupees on a hardware piece which is giving them an very inaccurate data. How you can overcome that? Here, using one single camera at the entry gate, you are getting footfall analysis in a very accurate way. You are getting to understand their demographics, like whether it's a male or a female, what's their age group and all. You're also utilizing the same thing to track the repeat visitors or repeat customers or premium customers from the same data point, which you can utilize to give them immediate better offers, and that will be an upliftment in your revenue like altogether. Not only that, queue analysis, heat map analysis can also be done from the cameras level itself. Like what are the hot areas where you need to position your high value items? What are the areas which are underutilized? So so on and so forth. On basis of those data points, you can make better decisions. I have some demos for you. So if you look into this, using this system, cameras itself, how many people are coming in, how many people are going out in a unique way with a unique tracker, you get to understand that. Not only that, you can also use the same thing to identify the demographics, repeat visitors. The best part is, imagine if you were having a traditional system like a hardware thing, right? And if a guy is talking on phone at the main entry gate and doing back and forth, it will give you n number of counts. And similarly, a guy like a staff member, if he's going in and out, you'll still get to see a deviated result. So using this technology, you are also getting a close to real alerts and results altogether. Not only that, just to show you some capabilities, who have ever thought, apart from using the sensors, will be using the camera technology to identify the heat maps across different locations. So any human movement which is happening, system can automatically detect it. Now, since the audience is having a lot of IT people around us who are very, very curious to understand the technology and stay on 10, like having a vision 10 years ahead of them, right? This kind of a thing can be a really value add for you. Now coming to the architecture diagram, it's very, very simple. As I mentioned in the past, you only require two things, internet and camera, nothing else is required. Here you can see that we are only taking the camera feeds from the NVR and the DVR, sending it to the AI engine, which are the servers. It can be on cloud, it can be on prem, it can be a hybrid architecture depending upon your requirements. On top of it, we are highly optimized on Azure, which gives you a very reduction in your entire TCO cost as well. So over and all, if anything that the server detects and identifies, it triggers a real-time notification and alert to multiple devices, like your JARVIS mobile app. It is available on Android and iOS both. You get a real-time notification on your web panel of JARVIS. You can also have it on your command center if you wish to integrate. You can get an SMS, email, you can integrate with your PA systems, and a lot of things you can achieve from the same thing. If you want to integrate it with your CRMs, SAPs, and so you can do it because API integrations, we are open for that. Great. Quickly moving forward, it's a low architecture diagram, but I'm just skipping it for a while with consensus of the time. Over and all, if I have to talk about features and specifications, the system is highly accurate, right? It's camera agnostic. It doesn't even matter to us, what make and model of camera you're using. As I mentioned, it's a plug and play technology, right? So we only require internet and, over a static IP, we can connect the cameras and that's it, done. And the best part is, may it be the chairman, CIO, C-level executives, anyone, right? You can access your properties, your productivity of the employees, any issues centrally at one single point from your phone, from your desktops, anywhere, right? And it's a one-stop solution, as I already showcased, for of your various different business functions. Well, quickly moving forward, this is how the component looks like, as I already explained. This is how the dashboard looks like. But rather than focusing on these presentations, I'll take 5 more minutes to give you some live dashboard view. All right, I'm just showing you this. So Pratik, can you please confirm, is my screen visible in terms of dashboard, like Jarvis panel?
Yes, Neeraj, it is visible. So Neeraj, we are allowing the mics there. In case anyone want to unmute, they can and they can interact.
Okay, thank you.
We have allowed the mics. In case anyone has any question there, they can basically unmute themselves and ask. Although Neeraj, there are a few questions in the chat there. We can take one by one if you can.
Okay. So I think Mr. Rajesh is asking how internet bandwidth dependent on this solution. So Rajesh ji, if you're there, as I mentioned, we only require the internet and camera sync and nothing else. We can work with along 0.5 to 1 Mbps on a per camera basis. So it hardly requires any internet. Like if you have 10 cameras, hardly 10 Mbps line is required. And depending upon the site to site, obviously you can configure it where you don't have any internet. Obviously you can look into other type of deployment mechanisms too. I hope I answered it. The second one is Mr. Sumit. I think he's saying, can video quality be further improved using the better hardwares? Obviously, yes. So it's something like that. I'm running a Ferrari and I'm running a Maruti 800, right? Both of them are solving the same purpose, right? They're helping me reach from point A to point B, right? But how fast you want to reach, it's an accuracy trade-off. So if you have a better camera, you will get some better accuracy and amazing results. If you have a very low resolution camera, still you will be able to do something, but you need to do some trade-off in terms of accuracy. Right. Quickly moving forward, I can see, okay, Ashish is asking for email recording sessions. I think Pratik and team can do it. Then, okay, Joseph has just put down one question.
Hello.
Can
Hello.
recordings? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, sir. So my
Good evening.
question is that now which types of requirement need to internet connection, and now basically it's some requirement bandits and we are like the system that the pair wise like the 4, 18, 16. Some camera is specific, otherwise as per requirement like 30, as otherwise 40. No limitation for the configuration on this software.
Ashish, I'm so sorry, I was not able to get it
So
properly.
basically, sir, my question is that कि सॉफ्टवेयर में कॉन्फ़िगरेशन की कोई लिमिटेशन नो लिमिटेशन फॉर द स्पेसिफिक कैमरा
हाँ, as such कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है आशीष, जस्ट फॉर योर रेफरेंस। आप आपके पास बैंडविड्थ है, आपके पास कैमरास हैं, कितने भी कैमरास आप ऐड कीजिए। जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि हमने 20,000 से ज्यादा कैमरेस हम पर मंथ प्रोसेस करते हैं, तो स्केल इज नॉट एन इश्यू फॉर अस, राइट? एंड वो भी हाई अप टाइम के साथ। So if that is your question, then absolutely yes, we can do it.
ओके सेम प्लेटफॉर्म सेम लोकेशन अदरवाइज different लोकेशन लाइक द सेम ओनली वन सॉफ्टवेयर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन
Yes, आप सारी लोकेशन से ओवर द नेट आप एग्रीगेट करके सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे चला सकते हैं। फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कौन सा मेक एंड मॉडल ऑफ कैमरा है, अगर वो ऑन वेब कंप्लायंट है मेजॉरिटी ऑफ
नो
द टाइम्स।
रिक्वायर्ड एनी डिवाइस नो रिक्वायर्ड एनी डिवाइस आल्सो
नो हार्डवेयर रिक्वायर्ड।
नो हार्डवेयर रिक्वायर्ड ओके स्पेसिफिक लाइक द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम लाइक द विंडोज लाइनेक्स तो या कुछ ऐसा कुछ
So it's
प्लेटफॉर्म
an
कौन सा
yeah, it's a web application, right? So we suppose you have 10 sites, say for an example.
ओके
Now you will be, suppose you want to take 5 cameras from each different location, right? So
राइट
I will only require 5 Mbps of a line from each location sending into the JARVIS system, nothing else, and you are done.
ओके user ID is unique otherwise depend on user wise like the changement अगर उसका कोई भी यूजर सम सिक्योरिटी लेवल का अलग अलग देना है कि एक ही रखेंगे कि अलग अलग भी रख सकते हैं
So it consists of a role-based access control. So suppose आपके C-level executives हैं जिनको पूरा पैन इंडिया एक्सेस चाहिए, राइट? और
राइट
वो देख सकते हैं, आप उनको कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं। सपोज आपका कोई लोकल मैनेजर है जिसको सिर्फ मेन गेट का कैमरा अलाउड है देखना, या प्रोडक्शन लाइन का कैमरा देखना अलाउड है, आप वो भी कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं। सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द लेवल ऑफ यूजर्स आप उनको अलग अलग टाइप के एक्सेस दे सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें।
ओके so you have a like मेरे I need the proper configuration and now proposal letter some कैसे क्या है उसका चार्जेस कैसे क्या है वो हमको मिल सकता है
तो आशीष, इट्स बेटर आप एक बार मेल पे ड्रॉप, चैट विंडो में मेल ड्रॉप कर दीजिए। मतलब आवर टीम विल रीच आउट टू यू आफ्टर दिस वेबिनार एंड वी कैन सिंक अप इन वन टू वन बेसिस कि आपकी एग्जैक्टली रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या है, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली वी कैन हेल्प यू इन दैट डायरेक्शन।
ओके थैंक यू सर थैंक फॉर टेकिंग
थैंक यू। एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस एनीवन?
I think Neeraj, yeah, you can take the same Joseph's question. Can video recording?
Yes. So, Mr. Joseph, definitely yes, right? So you can have your own private cloud as well, and we can deploy the solution on top of it, considering all the IT policies of yours. So if you wish to have a 1 week, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days of recording, you can definitely have it. There's no issue in that. I hope I was able to answer it. So any other questions? Anyone? I hope I was not boring you guys, right?
क्या excuse me sir, one question, sorry for disturbing again.
No
कि
problem.
हम just suppose that कोई यूजर्स को 30 डेज की रिक्वायरमेंट है, कोई को 60 डेज की रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो उसका क्या है टाइमलाइन कि हम इतना डेटा हम कितना स्पेसिफिक हमारा स्पेस कवरेज होगा, कैसे क्या है उसकी डेटा की क्या लिमिटेशन है, नंबर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड का?
आशीष, ओवर द क्लाउड जब आप जाते हैं तो एज सच डेटा आप कितने पे दिन का स्टोर कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज आपको हार्डवेयर लिमिटेशन तो है नहीं, राइट? अब कैमरा टू कैमरा भी आप उसको कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं कि अगर स्पेसिफिक कैमराज हैं जिसको 60 डेज रखना है, कुछ हैं जिनको लंबे टाइम तक रखना है, आप कर सकते हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम।
वो डिपेंड ऑन साइज कास्टिंग होगी, राइट?
आप किस साइज पे इसको सेव करना चाहते हैं? सपोज आपका 2 मेगापिक्सल का कैमरा है 1920 बाई 1280p का, आप उसको अगर 720p पे सेव करते हैं तो थोड़ा कम स्पेस में आपकी ज्यादा दिन की रिकॉर्डिंग हो जाएगी, right? वो तो आप अपने हिसाब से ट्रेड, नो प्रॉब्लम।
ओके, थैंक यू।
एनीवन?
We have allowed the mics in case anyone wants to know more. They can basically unmute themselves and can ask the question. Meanwhile, the chat option is also available. If you have any question, you can raise your hand or put in the chat box. We will definitely going to answer the same.
Thanks, Azur.
Also, I request Manju and team to basically share their email address in the chat box. In case any of the attendee wants to interact, they can definitely reach out to you. As well as after the event, we will be definitely reaching out the prospects there for a one-on-one meeting.
So for everyone's reference, I'm just dropping off my coordinates in the chat window. So in case you wish to have any further information, you can just feel free to drop me a mail. We can sync up over a short call. Drop it off. Manju, I think you can also better drop off the coordinates. You can sync up with the team later.
I've done that. Pratik, I think there are no more questions. If you want to conclude it, you can.
So I believe that there is no more questions. We are good to go. Thank you, Neeraj, for your time and presentation, as well as thank you, everyone. I hope you had a productive session. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Pratik. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.